It's me again. Episode 33, 50/50 showcase. This is my third mastermind of five. Airdrop, Mercenaries, Force Field, Heat. Let's turn up the heat with masterminds. Let's take a look at this feller's build. Turn on mids. Here we go. So, similar to some of my other mastermind builds, I've got ATO sets lining up in the couple of the pets. I'm relying upon some of the recharge intense pet slotting as well. And if you take a look, though, I have kind of mixed things around. I believe in the first two masterminds I showed you, I had 6 slotted those ATOs. Here I went 4-2, 4-2 inverted. The reason was I was trying to get a decent and as much of the recharge out of those sets as you can. Because if you take a look, the mark of supremacy, if you just 2 slot that, you can get 10% recharge. So you could technically take that set and split it over all 3 of your pets and get 30% recharge right there. But I also wanted the defense there, accuracy and defense with 3 and 4 slots. So I got 4 in there to get the recharge, and then up here I put 2 to get the recharge as well. Then with the command of Mastermind, if you 4 slot that one, you also get 10% recharge. So I ended up with the 30% recharge boosting just by slotting it that way. Plus you get a damage boost and some HPs. And then the 2 down here gives me the damage boost as well. So I'm getting damage a couple times. I'm getting the recharge a couple times, plus the individual recharge up there, plus the double accuracy, or sorry, the single accuracy and the defense. So mixing and matching, trying to get mostly the recharge out of those. And then similar over here, you'll see I took expedient reinforcement. I've got the 4 slot that gives me the damage and some more recharge. Plus, I took the resist bonus aura, and then instead of 6 slotting this thing and going for some of the extra range, because I didn't feel I needed the extra defense that is not extra range defense like I've done in some other builds, because I have force field here, so I'm already going to get the dispersion bubbles defensive bonuses. We'll take a look at that in a second. So instead I went ahead and grabbed 2 of the call to arms, which gives some recovery boosting, because that's going to help just in general with masterminds who have that high endurance tax that I've been talking about before. But I've got the defense bonus aura. So I've got the defense bonus aura. I've got the resist bonus aura over here. I've got the pet AoE defense aura over here. I've got the resist regen bonus aura on this guy. And then on the other stuff, I've got your dispersion bubble from force field that gives everybody some defense plus mez protection for holds and immobilizes and disorients. Then I can also bubble shield my pets themselves with deflection shield and insulation shield. So that's going to give them uh, different defenses depending on which one it is. Deflection is going to give you smash lethal melee. Insulation is giving you energy defenses, fire cold, as well as excuse me, range and AoE defenses. So all those things kind of adding together is going to give me a lot of survivability for the pets. Plus, like I said, I also have the recharge. Then you're going with the reactive defense sets, which gives endurance discounts. I got that 1, 2, 3 times with my main 3 bubbles that I've got. That also gives me some damage resistances, smash, lethal, fire, cold, bonus hit points on top of all the other goodies that you're getting. And then beyond that, I also went with some of the sudden accelerations, almost 2 full sets that I got it here in Bonfire. That's going to give recharge 7.5 with 6 slot, but I have it up here because I wanted the knockback to knockdown in Bonfire. And I have the max endurance you're getting out of this set, so I'm getting that twice because I have it down here in the M30 grenade. That's your AoE explosive blast that you fire out. I have the knockback to knockdown in this one as well. Got the damage boost for both of them, movement speed boost, hit point boost. So the collection of all that stuff has given me lots of survivability plus utility with the knockbacks to knockdown. I'm getting a bunch of different set bonuses to kind of plug some holes here and there. I've thrown in an annihilation set, which has given me some more endurance reduction, because that's one of the other big holes I was trying to plug was, or bonuses I was shooting for, not just recharge, but endurance reduction, and trying to find as many different resistances as I could here and there. Then I've grabbed the, excuse me, burst. I took the 6 slotted Thunder Strike. That's going to give you some defenses, energy, negative range. You're going to get range defense again, energy defense again, negative defense. These are basically inverted at 3 and 6 slotted uh, options on that. The rest of the stuff really is just sort of a hodgepodge of some Frankenslotting, repulsion bolt. I've just turned this into a single target, proc damage beast, explosive strike, the knockback, the knockdown. Gladiator's Javelin's got the toxic. You've got Apocalypse, chance for negative. Gladiator's Javelin, uh, 3 times to get the set bonus of recovery and hit points there. Force Bomb also has some damage procking going on. Positron's Blast, another knockback to knockdown. Chance for smashing the explosive strike. The bombardment, chance for fire. I 3 slotted Posi gives me some more recovery plus a little bit of resistance to fire and cold. We're also got some many interesting things. Repulsion field. This is your, PB AoE pushback, knockback aura that you can drop around you. This is going to have another knockback to knock down. Smashing explosive strike. That's not very reliable, but I have it slotted there. Damage. Not so much the damage on the repulsion field, but just the endurance, the knockback, because I actually 3 slotted this guy to give me the plus recharge chance. So the idea here is that if you're banging into things, knocking them back, you also have a chance to proc the plus recharge, and it's giving me some more resistance, energy negative. Then I threw in the recharge and endurance here of kinetic crash just to give me as much endurance reduction as I could get, because as you'll see, there's a lot of endurance issues. Man, my voice is trash. So with my slotting, this is probably one of my better mastermind builds as far as recovery and endurance drain goes. You can see that I've got, better than 2 to 1, about 2.5 to 1 recovery to endurance drain, where my other masterminds, the previous two, were like around 2 to 1 at best. So I've done a pretty solid job at least managing the endurance issues here. Totals, defenses. This is really what this build is, surviving, going around 25% roughly across the board. Defenses to all sorts of things. Resistances, I've got, teens level of resistance. So something does come through the, all the different bubbles and defensive bonuses. I can resist some of it as well. What else did I do? Oh yeah, Force Bomb. I already talked about Force Bomb. Oh, and Damping Bubble. This is the redone. It used to be what, Force Bubble, I think it was called. Back on live, but they've I don't necessarily want to say fixed it, because I'm not sold on this. When I was running my corruptor with Force Field, it was hard to tell if it was being effective or not. I don't think in average gameplay it really makes that much of a difference. What it is, it's a resistance bubble that you drop, but it's not damage resistance, it's debuff resistance. So if enemies are debuffing you and you drop the damping bubble around you and your team, they will have resistance to various debuffs. And any foe that is within the range of the bubble, so within, melee-ish around you, they're their special will be reduced, although it's not so much all their holds and things, but it's their debuffy specials are reduced in strength. So it's designed to add a different feature to the game, or to these force fields, to make it a little more useful than just all defense and all knockback. So kudos for the attempt. I'm just not sure exactly how useful it is. I did slot this one with a couple of shield walls because, hey, why not grab the plus 5% resistance unique? The 2 slots just gives me regen. It's not a huge deal. But I did go for endurance reduction on that one, of course. And it's a defense set, because the one thing you can slot with damping bubble, aside from IO stuff, is defense sets, because I guess the way it works is that it buffs that power's debuffing of defense debuffing, if that makes sense. If I'm understanding it correctly, or it's giving that power more defense debuff resistance. It's kind of like a double negative. But anyway, I'm not sure how useful that is, right? But because I didn't even, obviously didn't put a defensive thing in there. I'm more of a set mule on this one. So it's there. We'll see what it does. I haven't really played with it with this guy, so I don't know what to make of it yet. And then I think the only, unique or new or weird thing here with this particular build is this puppy right here. This guy is an airborne, transporter dropper. I am going to be using group fly to get myself and my mercenaries above the fray. So that's also going to give us some protection, because they won't be able to be meleeed by enemies too well. And we can just start shooting bullets from above, kind of like in, what is it, AC-130 gunship, just swooping around and just unleashing on the guys underneath us. This is a bit of an endurance hog, so it's 0.44 per second. You can see right here. So that's down from the 0.65 based upon the slotting. But anyway, it's something to watch out for. You won't see me use it much in team action at all, just because teams usually hate it, and so I can respect that they do. I'm not too happy about it myself if I'm playing on a team and somebody has group fly and all of a sudden I can't move the way I want to. So it can be annoying, and I'm aware of that. So I only use it if, let's say myself and the team needs to get up elevation. I'll be, hey, group fly, let's move. But I'm not going to regularly run it like some people I've played with have done. Gosh, man, this is terrible. Sorry for the way my voice sounds. Just had this cold throat virus going on here. So hopefully I'm getting better every day with it. All right, other than that, let's take a look at Incarnate stuff to see what it's going to do, or what my choices were there. I went with Support Core on the hybrid. That's going to give me some more accuracy, defense, damage, special. You've seen me take this on several of my support type characters, because Masterminds, at the end of the day, are a support class. I can bubble my teammates as well as my pets, and keep everybody protected. So that's going to help, boost that. Boost my overall just team assistance. Plus, I took the leadership package, so leadership plus the support core really gives your whole team a nice boost to all those things, to hits, defenses, damage, you name it. So if you see me clicking this, you can see what happens. My defense numbers over here are jumping about 10%. From 25 to 37-ish. So I'm getting 10-12% boost there, plus the accuracy, plus the damage, and all my pets are getting the benefit out of that as well. Don't really need this special too much. I don't have much in the way of controls on this guy, so that's really not super useful, special thing there. But I've got a couple things that it helps with. I think it helps with some of the things that, for instance, the medic does in your soldiers, the healer guy. So it can help him, I think, with his heals. That's not the main reason to take it, of course. Then I've got agility as my alpha. So when you click that, you can see again defenses go up another couple percent. So going to go up to close to 40% across the board when I have agility and support core going. That also boosts my recharge some more. So if you look at my recharge, I'm sitting here at what, 125. That's global. This is going to add another what, 30 some percent, not to the global, but to individual powers. If I'm remembering correctly, the numbers on the recharge boosting there. Dang, this is terrible sounding. And then endurance mod's going to help with my endurance, overall issues because I'll be able to recover a little bit more quickly. So that helps a little bit there. Then I've grabbed the Vorpal Judgment because I'm going to be mainly playing this as a ranged. Just get that down a little bit more. I'm going to be playing this as a ranged Mastermind. And so this gives you a nice range cone attack, especially if I'm, flying over the battle. So I can just unleash that. And I have the superior DOT lethal stuff. I didn't bother taking the radial side, which gives you the plus defense. I think I might have it slotted that way right now, just because I think I only have tier 3. This is the tier 4 option. But I just want for the more raw damage, because I feel I have enough defense as it is. And then I've got Ageless Core for the recovery, getting back the endurance plus the recharge boost. If I click that, my recharge is up to 192. Recovery is 13.2. So that's really going to help with that. And then my debuff interface here is minus to hit, minus regen. The minus to hit should be obvious because I have a lot of defense going. So if I can debuff the accuracy of enemies that are attacking me, that's going to make me even more safe because your enemies now not only have high defense to deal with, but they also have their to hit their own accuracy being lowered. Then the last thing I want to mention or talk about, I really didn't get into this too much with my other couple of Mastermind sets. And most of that's just mainly because across the board, Masterminds are going to play pretty similar one to the next in the sense, at least the way I'm playing them. Although this guy, like I said, I'm going to be playing this guy more as range. Were my first two Witch Leather and Sport King. I played more as a melee Mastermind. But I'm going to talk kind of about the individual pets a little bit more, what they do. A lot of the pets are, again, sort of similar from one mastermind set to the other, especially like thugs and mercenaries, guys with bullets. But if you take a look, the soldiers, one of the things that they're going to be doing is minus defense, so their bullets are going to be lowering the defense. The medic, when you bring him out, he does have the ability to heal the others in the mercenary group there. And then you got your couple of soldiers who are mostly just going to be shooting bullets at enemies. So the basic soldiers are pretty straightforward except for that medic. Then you've got the where are they? The special ops guys here. These guys are more your debuffy controls. You can see that from the slotting options. Now, none of my masterminds have I gone ahead and tried to slot any of this like secondary kind of stuff. Because as I mentioned, I think in my first build for Witch Leathers video, I'm a hack as far as it goes with really understanding what masterminds can do individually. I know there are plenty of people out there a lot smarter than I am about, oh yeah, you should definitely slot your mercenaries for defense debuffs because they all do minus defense, so blah blah blah. Or oh yeah, those special ops guys, you definitely want to slot them for mobilize because they shoot those web grenades everywhere. I don't know enough about it to be honest to say one way or the other. It's something maybe I would explore at a later date rather than slotting for the ATO sets. Maybe a slot for, some of the stuff. That could be an interesting, test to see if it makes these guys like super awesome at minus defense, for instance. So, if all your soldiers, your special ops, and then your commando over here, if they're all doing the same minus defense, it might make it interesting to kind of use it as a theme for a build and just slot all these guys for, minus defense sets and see what it does. I don't know, maybe that would work. He's got knockback. He's got a big old grenade. The Spec Ops guys, they have, I think, also something that's, well, they don't have anything that knocks back. They have stun. They've got holds and immobilizes. So this is like your control-y guys. So I could see maybe that's something you might want to lean into. Is it worth slotting the whole six slotted, some sort of hold set on these guys? I don't know. I don't know how many holds they got. Probably just one, so it's probably not worth it. But I've seen some people will more so use that information to put damage procs in rather than the ATO sets like I'm doing. So that's just something else to think about or look into if you're more curious, or at least to watch for. And I'm gonna try to pay attention to that more in myself during these last three mastermind builds that I'm gonna go over with you guys, just to kind of see. Oh yeah, maybe that's a great idea too, put some damage procs in the commando, or maybe slotting these guys for minus defense could be awesome if you also have minus defense powers with your mastermind or with your secondary set. For instance, let's say I took radiation as my secondary. There's a nice minus not yet, well, it does have minus damage resistance, but minus defense in one of the toggles that it's got. I think radiation infection has that. So anyway, you could see where maybe that's something you could combine, leverage, and see what you can do with it. But that's not what I did. That's not what I was going for. I was mostly, hey, damage. This guy's just gonna be a flying, battle platform, airborne, just shooting bullets at anything down below me. Got my shields and bubbles on my allies here, and just kind of like AC 130, just Gatling gunning people below me. At least that's the idea. All right, I'm going to go ahead and try to get some of the solo stuff going and then some team missions and show you how this build works in practice.